Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development Program, and in particular the AWD1100 C# Programming Language Fundamentals class, I've been doing a series of video presentations based on the textbook for the class, which as you can see is Muroc C# 2015. There are 26 chapters in the book, and so far I've gone through all of Section 1, all of Section 2, all of Section 3, all of Section 4. In Section 5, I'm on Chapter 23, the second part of how to use link. And I'll have about 3 more chapters to go after that. We are up to Lambda Expressions. And I wanted to mention, because what I did, good, bad, or indifferent, is I went out to msdn.microsoft.com and in particular to the URL that you see right here. I'm not going to read it to you, alright, but I'll leave it up there for a minute. And notice it is a Lambda Expression C# programming guide. And they say here a Lambda expression is an expression of any of the 2 following forms. So it looks like this, which is called an expression lambda, and it looks like this. It's called a statement lambda. So, as the author mentions, here's the basic syntax of a lambda expression. Parameters, expression. All right. The way that I read this, be it right or be it wrong, is typically what we want is this is going to hold the answer, and this is going to be how you get there. All right. So we want the invoices over $150, and they'll be held in a variable called total, and what we will do to get that is we'll check totals of greater than 150. And as you can see right here, we're saying that it's 188.46, and we're checking to see whether or not indeed that is greater than 150, and it is. Now there are a lot of ways that you can use these. Here is an example, and this is almost back to the days of AWD1000, where we were talking about jQuery and we talked about chaining, because you can chain here as well. So rather than a simple expression, it's an invoice list where, and notice we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lambda expressions in here. The invoice total is greater than 150. We're ordering it by customer ID. Then if there's any that are the same or whatever, we're going to do it by invoice total. All right. So the customer ID, notice that Sarah Cumberland has 1, 2, 3 different invoices. Okay. All right, this is powerful stuff, and you can get it from a lot of different places. So again, we're going to have to spend some time going over this, and we'll go over lambda expressions, and we'll look at the difference between lambda expressions and doing things with queries, etc., as we go on. All right. So probably I shouldn't have gone and started a new lecture, which is what I did here, because I'm done. And I've only been going for 4.5 minutes, which is still okay. Now, let me just mention that in the next chapter, we're going to go over how to use the entity framework. All right? And we will talk a little bit about some of the ways that you can use the entity framework. All right, now I'm looking here, and what I'm actually was going to get into, they really don't discuss much in here. But just so you know that when you work with the entity framework, with it and you work with a database, there's two ways that you can use this. You can use what's called code first, and you can use what's called database first. With code first, you go and you code classes that are going to represent database tables. All right, you run them through a tool basically, and it creates the database for you. With database first, it's kind of the opposite. You start with a database, you run it through the tool, and it comes up and it writes you the classes. So what I have done, and this won't mean probably anything to you, but I've got a series that I've done on a Microsoft article called Getting Started with Entity Framework 6, Code First Using Model View Controller 5, and you'll notice that's 4 parts, and that's, again, code first. Then I've got a 6th part using database first. All right, so what I will end up doing in there, just so you know, is providing links to all 10 of these presentations. All right, and I'll be back to talk about Entity Framework in just a couple minutes.